Today we're heading out to do some exploring of one of our most local cities. Welcome to Bristol.
Hey there, my name's Lucie and this is my fiance Lahiru. For over 2 years I've been living in the beautiful country of Sri Lanka, and what an experience it's been so far. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and join us on this incredible journey as we continue to live simply and happily, renovating our old home, travelling this beautiful island, and also helping others along the way. I'm currently spending 2 weeks in the UK and I'm trying to see and do as much as possible in the southwest of England. Join me in this week's episode as I explore the streets of Bristol and go to the best spots this creative city has to offer.
Bristol is famous for being the home of Banksy, drum and bass music, and is the largest city in the southwest of England. Surrounding this creative city is the rolling hills of the southwest, so you can enjoy the best of both worlds, both city life and country life.
Joining me today are my lovely parents. As I'm only back in England for 2 weeks, they've decided to join me on most adventures whilst I'm here, as we only see each other once a year.
Clifton Suspension Bridge is one of Bristol's most recognisable structures. It was built in 1864 and designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, which you'll learn more about later on in the video. Okay, so at Clifton Observation Area, there's also an area where you can enter the Giant's Cave. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm heading down 130 steep steps and descending 200 feet into this cave where apparently once 2 giants lived. And it's gonna open up into a beautiful observation area of the Avon Gorge and Clifton Suspension Bridge. Oh, this is crazy. Hello! This is crazy! I never knew this place existed. It's getting very small. Oh wow, that's steep. Going down. Oh, that's tight. Oh wow. I made it. Wow. I don't see how giants used to live in this cave. It's so tiny. Oh wow, but look at that view. And from this observation platform, you get an awesome view of Clifton Suspension Bridge. It's so amazing, it's quite incredible. Wow. This cave is beautiful. It's just in this limestone rock. Wow. Who's this guy? Okay, so now to make the ascent back to the top, I need to go and find where my mum and dad have got to. But wow, what an awesome thing to do if you're visiting Bristol. I never knew this was here, and this is one of the cities I came to often when I was younger and growing up here. I never knew this was here. So incredible that these places exist, you know? And it takes you back to prehistoric times.
Walking along Royal York Crescent is a lovely thing to do if you're exploring the city. This residential area, which is apparently the longest crescent in Europe, overlooks the docks, and if you're heading into the city centre from Clifton, this is a really pleasant way to walk.
So what's so incredible about Bristol is you can be walking down all the little streets and you'll bump into something unique and individual. And we've just found this little cafe, which is a converted horse box. It's called Imagine That Cafe. So we've just got an oat milk latte and we're just gonna chill before the next lot of our sightseeing. Oh, it's my first oat milk coffee since being back.
The Banksy, is it?
And also forgot to say that this little converted horsebox cafe is overlooking the Banksy girl with the pearl earring artist work. So awesome! Definitely come check this out if you're here. Okay, so next we've come to the SS Great Britain, which is another really popular attraction to do if you're here in Bristol. It costs £19.50 to go and visit it and go inside and explore and everything. That ticket will actually last you for the whole year, but if you wanted to just come for the day, that's fine as well. I'm just not going to go and visit because it's quite expensive and it's not in my budget just for the day as well as everything else I want to do today. But definitely if you're going to be around here and you want to learn a bit about history, definitely go check it out. And it's such a beautiful location as well, right on the Harbourside, and this is where our Harbourside trip begins.
The SS Great Britain, the ship that changed the world. It was designed by Brunel, an engineer from the 19th century. He also designed the Clifton Suspension Bridge, also a very popular thing to see in Bristol, which you saw earlier. The first ship to cross the Atlantic and one of the most important ships in history. This steamship launched in 1843 and was 322 feet in length. She crossed the Atlantic in 14 days, taking passengers from Bristol to New York City. She was recovered in 1970 after being abandoned for 33 years and returned to her original place where she was built at Bristol Docks and restored to her formal Victorian self, and now is a very popular attraction in Bristol. Back in the day, Harbourside was a busy dock full of sailors and merchants and a starting point for a voyage on a mission of discovery. Harbourside has since been developed into what it is today, a lovely place to come and stroll around where there are many restaurants, bars, shops, galleries and hotels. The history of the place is incredible though, stretching back to 1051, and by the 14th century this harbour was trading with Spain, Portugal and Ireland. Next up is the Matthew, a replica built in Bristol to commemorate the 500th anniversary of John Cabot's voyage in 1497, where he discovered Newfoundland in Canada. John Cabot, by the way, was a Venetian explorer and navigator, and is famous for the incredible crossing of the Atlantic, which took him and 18 crew 1 month until they reached Canada and claimed land there under the English. Anyway, now, the modern reconstruction of the original ship now stands as an insight where visitors can learn about past adventures and discoveries made. And you can also hop on board for local trips around Bristol's floating harbour and beyond.
I'm learning so many new things about the country I grew up in, mostly amazing things, but there's also some quite disturbing things that I've learned as well about the slave trade that was actually quite popular here in Bristol. The awful history of the transatlantic slave trade. It was a network between Britain and Africa and the Caribbean, where by the 18th century, Britain had become the most important slave trading nations in the world. There were over 12 million Africans exported to the New World between 1501 and 1866. That is insane. It is shocking that back then that was normal and acceptable. So how grateful we should be for evolution and how times have changed and there is more of a focus on people's rights. Bristol's involvement in the slave trade goes back to at least the 11th century and officially started in 1698. And by the late 1730s, Bristol had become Britain's premier slaving port, and in 1750 alone, ships from Bristol had transported around 8,000 slaves out of the country. Okay, so I've now come to a place called Whopping Wharf, and it's basically this area that is full of independent small businesses, and it's absolutely incredible. There's so many places full of unique things. There's like a house plant shop over here, and this other incredible gift shop that I've just been into. I wish I could buy everything, but I don't think I'll be able to bring too much back to Sri Lanka. But yeah, what an incredible place to be. We've got lots of exploring to do here, and including this cargo container area, so we're gonna go check it out. Okay, first snack of the day, we found this cool little organic place, and they've got a vegan mozzarella and vegetable arancini, and we asked them to heat it up. It looks delicious. It smells really good too. Ah! Mmm. So we have just come into a place called M-Shed. It's basically a living museum where you can learn all about Bristol's story, and it also sparks discussion about the future, how we can change things for the better. And it's just really awesome to see like what they found and yeah, take a glimpse into the past. Can I get one tub with the chocolate hazelnut sauce? Chocolate sprinkles. Chocolate sprinkles. Wow, thank you so much. Okay, so we just stumbled across the most awesome thing ever. It is the best day ever. It's a vegan whippy ice cream truck. So we've got a vegan whippy ice cream with chocolate and hazelnut sauce, chocolate sprinkles, and like an Oreo biscuit thing. This is insane. Like the real thing. Nice.
Bristol Cathedral is one of England's great medieval churches and is a lovely place to spend an hour or two. Listen to the church bells ring from the outside whilst gazing up at this magnificent structure. Take a look inside, look up to see the incredible ceilings, be mesmerised by the artistic stained glass windows whilst listening to a choir sing, and wander around the church's beautiful gardens. You can't miss this sight if you're visiting Bristol.
What I absolutely love about Bristol is that you can just be walking around, strolling around the streets, and you'll probably bump into some kind of street art. There is street art everywhere in Bristol, and it's so awesome, so unique. Everyone is so individual, and it's just awesome that people can express their creativity on the street, and it's totally accepted here. So I mentioned earlier about a guy named Banksy, and if you haven't heard of him, he is a world famous artist who was actually born here in Bristol. He became famous because he took a spray can to the streets of this city and started being creative all over for everybody to see, and he soon caught on, and now his artwork appears all over the world. Bristol is famed for its street art, and some of Banksy's earliest street art can be found hidden around the city. So we thought today we would go on a search around the city to try and find some of his original street art.
As we were strolling around the city, we found a few snacks along the way, but we also found a couple of amazing places to find a heartier plant-based meal. This street food area has a couple of good vegan stalls where we got veggie paella, which was so delicious, and also the most amazing vegan hot dog. Wow, I could have eaten that every day. The atmosphere was also buzzing around this area near to the Harbourside, and a great place to sit for a while to regain energy and watch the hustle and bustle. We also found this fast food place called Owie, I think that's how you say it. It came highly recommended, so we thought we'd give it a try. We got a burger and also mac and cheese, which were both very tasty.
So I have now come to Brandon Hill Park, which is the highest point in Bristol, and I'm currently on my way up to visit the Cabot Tower. Okay, so it's free to enter here and you can climb up the stairs. They go round and around like a spiral. And this should take me right to the top of the tower. So this is Cabot Tower, a 32-metre viewing tower built in 1897 for the 400th anniversary of John Cabot's voyage to Newfoundland in Canada. What incredible views from up here. I cannot believe this is here, free of charge. It's so awesome, look at this. It's absolutely incredible being a tourist in my home country, and I've never done this kind of stuff before, but wow.
It was such a great day in Bristol. It holds so much good vibes, great atmosphere. I really enjoyed my day exploring the parts of the city that I'd never explored before. Let me know in the comments below if you've been to Bristol, and tell me what your favourite city is in England.
You're doing a documentary?
He's
Lucie
just
is
the cameraman for the day,
okay.
and I live in Sri Lanka, so I'm here for 2 weeks being a tourist in my own country.
Fair one. Well, you picked a good week for
on the YouTube, Where's Lucie?
Sorry?
Where's Lucie?
Where's Lucie on YouTube?
Right,
yeah.
Okay,